I'm using my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to do a short video on the operations of this high temp vessel control panel. As you can see on the exterior of the panel, we have a panel view, the control power light, control power keyed switch, and e-stop. Okay. I'm going to go through the control panel operation to start with here. So first of all, we need to log into the panel. Okay. We push the login button. We're going to enter a username and a password. Okay. And then we push login button. Now we're logging in as administrator. An administrator can add users, change user properties, delete a user group, or modify a group membership. And everybody will see a password change. They can change their password. I'm going to go ahead and close that button, which should take us to the main screen. On the main screen, we have the pertinent information on this panel. What its zone is, what its run mode is, what type of control it's in, whether it's in vessel level control or vessel float control. It's currently in float control. The current stage it's in, the minimum stage set point, maximum stage set point, pump suction pressure, pump discharge pressure, pump differential pressure, and the differential pressure set point. Also, the vessel level is displayed graphically as well as digitally. We have the reset. This is an alarm banner on the bottom. If there were any active alarms on here, they would be displaying here. We could reset them right from here by simply pushing the reset button. These will totalize the run hours for the pumps, and the slight buttons on the side, if logged in at a high enough level, will let you reset them. We're logged in at the highest level right now, but anybody can access this screen and the legends, reset alarms. The legend shows what's going on. A's are for automatic, M's for manual, O's for off. Those are for solenoid valves. Green on the pump means that it is pumping. It's doing good. We have a pump amps indicator on each pump. Okay. We can simply close the legend button there. We can then start from the top down. We can go to set points, which these are all of our set points. This is also where we switch it from level probe control to float control. What you see is what you get. If I were to push that button right now, it would go back to level probe control from its current float control. There's a next at the bottom, takes us to the next screen. We also can access alarm set points from this screen. As logged in as I am as an administrator, I can enable or disable alarms. I can also set alarm delays, and any alarm that has a trip set point will be set here. Again, use the next button to get to the other screens of set points. The manual will describe what each set point does. Okay. Exit set point screens, I can pure and simply just go to another screen. I'm going to go stepping down to the mode screen. This is system enable. Nothing will run on this vessel package, pumps, nor makeups, if it is not enabled. We can select stage mode, which allows the pumps to operate through a series of stages of minimum flows on and off, or pumps on and off. I have it in the run minimum, which is only going to allow it to in stage 1, and it won't stage adjust. Okay? Normally, we would be in a stage adjust with our maximum setting of stages. Okay? There's a compressor interlock bypass button here. By pressing that button, it will not allow the system to run if no compressors are running. While I have them bypassed, it will allow the system to run whether it can detect a compressor running or not. These are logical HOA switches. There's one for pump 1, one for pump 2, one for pump minimum flow solenoid valve 1, minimum flow solenoid valve 1. To change them, I touch them, and they will change position. Same thing for the liquid stop valves that are in front of the liquid makeup valves, and then the liquid feed valves. As you'll see, I have the liquid feed valves in hand. When I'm in float control, I must have these in hand, and I set them to use them as metering valves. Okay? They need to be open. If I didn't and my probe were reading 0, these would go automatically out to 100%, and my makeup would be too fast. If I left them at, the probe had failed high, they would be at zeros, and there would be no makeup. So these must be set to manual when we're in float control to use them as metering valves. We have trend screens, which we can go level trends, amp trends, pressure trends, digital trends. We can also move left, home, pause, and or move right. panel view config, we do not want to touch that. That only shows up if you're logged as an administrator. That allows you to set the basic parameters of the panel view. We then have the login screen, which I've already shown you, and we have the alarm screen. This is where we would alarm history. If we wanted to clear the history, we would go in here and we would enter our and we have to enter a comment in, and the comment has to be at least 6 characters long. I'm just entering in. We accept that, and that will eliminate any alarm history. We also have an alarm reset button here. Okay? We then can navigate back to the home screen. That is all the screens on this panel view. Now I'm going to show you the inside of the panel. With the logical handoff autos on this panel, we're able to run it if we had a sensor failure. We were able to run in a hand mode, but we still have an active PLC to run the rest of the functions. If we were to lose this PLC rack that's up here, the PLC, or have difficulty with the rack, then we can use these handoff auto switches. Okay, as you see these handoff auto switches here, they're labeled. This is so we can operate the hand function of these 3 switches. These are our minimum flow solenoid switches, and there's a minimum flow solenoid control relay. Okay. The operation of these, on is to the left, auto is in the middle, and off is to the right. We have the same thing for our other solenoids, which are our liquid stop valve solenoids that are in front of our motorized metering valves. Same thing occurs there. There's a liquid stop control relay and a liquid stop control relay hand mode, which allows us to operate it without a PLC to get those solenoids on. Okay. As you can see through the panel here, we have PLC rack, redundant power supplies, Ethernet switch. We then have a power supply monitor, again, crossover, breakers, fuses, lighted indicated fuses. We have analog input fuses, and the blue wire indicates that it is 24 volt DC. Red wire is 110 volt DC. As you can see on those cards, we bring in 24 volt DC outputs through the relay card, switching over to 110 volt to solenoids. And then have fuses, control relays to control various operations, time delay relays based for our low level and high level shutdowns. No, a bounce of a float won't take the vessel out. Again, control relays and main power distribution breakers. Okay, one of these control relays in here is actually our high level shutdown or safety circuit control relay to shut the compressors down. Okay, so shutting power off to this panel will drop that relay out and cause compressors to shut down in the engine room. Okay, I'm going to walk you over and show you the Smart Motor Control Center here. On the Smart Motor Control Center, you can see here we have high temp vessel pump 1. It has a handoff auto switch in it. It should normally be in the auto position. Okay, off, if we wanted to turn the pump off, that will give us alarms over there at the control panel. Hand is for no PLC operation. We would then need to turn the pump on in hand. The pump is still protected from low level shutdown by a mechanical float. Okay. The other high temp pump is here, and in between the two you'll see the low temp pumps. Okay. That is the entire system that is running on this high temp vessel package. Thank you.